In 2013, I had my first project to design and develop e-learning software system for 2 maritime colleges in Pagadian City. Technically, I had no formal schooling about assessment. What I know was having a good insight, common sense, experience, software development, and God's given knowledge. Those capabilities guided me to cross the sea. I have trained and mentored many ship officers who come to me for advanced maritime study. Each type of ship requires a different set of skills and competence to operate. My basic teaching method was simple. In the first day of class, I put myself in their shoes and imagined their difficulties based on what I encountered myself in my younger days. My purpose for this story is to know what it is that they desire to learn most. The story revolves around their stated difficulties that I heard. As I tell the story, I ask surgical questions to validate my assumptions. The story is engaging that inspires them to react. I jot down their answers, comments, and questions raised in our dialogue. I collate, segregate, and organize their responses into a list which later becomes my pointers for teaching. This is an example of maritime education program for first semester. I listed the course name, the reference number as per CHED circular, the target student class, the BSMT second year, the course meeting times and session per week, or the number of hours for lecture and laboratory, then the prerequisite course, if any. I gave here the short introduction for the course, giving a glimpse of what the course intends to teach, and the outcome expected of the student to achieve. This lists down all the objectives of the course and the method by which the student will demonstrate. For example, state Rule 1 or define terms the way he understands. Here, the student will differentiate an action with 2 possibilities, or he will describe certain situations of encounter at sea, or give the required sound signals. Here, the student will list the safety procedures, then interpret the meaning of the lights and shapes displayed at sea, or explain the rules the way he understands. Here, the student will determine or cite the relevant international rule in a particular case, or demonstrate the movement of ship using ship models. This gives the list of textbook and references for the student to read or video to watch. Coursework is for the teacher to prepare himself in teaching the course. This gives the detail of grading to be observed in the whole course. This gives the chronology of the lectures, the topic, activities, and date when it will be conducted. Lastly, the course designer and the date written. I had been doing that method of teaching, training, and mentoring since 1994. Now, with MDE, I appreciate learning assessment methods. In contrast, my storytelling is the equivalent of formative assessment. Their desired learning is actually performance objective. Their responses are the behaviors or subordinate skills. The segregation of their responses is actually matching the conditions and criteria to each behavior. I am glad MDE is enhancing my mental development. The technicalities of the terms and its specific application helps drive my greater pursuit in education and training. I have learned that instruction is an activity intended to cause, guide, or support learning. Training is teaching experiences focused on individuals acquiring specific skills that will be applied almost immediately. Instructional design is the student-centered goal focused on meaningful performance that can be measured in a reliable or valid way and typically done by a team. EDDE 204 fine-tunes my understanding and application of assessment. The right knowledge will enable me to redesign my software to make it adapt to the needs of institutions. The next segment shows short clips of the software I developed for assessment. MDE calls these assessments as Assessment for Learning, Assessment as Learning, and Assessment of Learning.
You are heading out to sea in the buoy channel and see a quick flashing green light on the buoy ahead of you. If you are in Region Bravo of Ayala system, you should leave the buoy blank.